And now for the news in detail. In the presence of the Vice President of the Supreme Council for Environment, the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club High Committee's Deputy Chairman and member of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid bin Isa Al Khalifa. The club organized today the 6th race of this season 2023-2024, which included the National Bank of Bahrain Cup races at Al Rafah Sakhir. Their Highnesses, sponsors, representatives and race enthusiasts also attended the 9-round race. Winners of the race cups were announced, and CEO of NBB Ahmed Osman, along with NBB's representatives, awarded the first round cup to the winning trainer Abdullah Kuwaiti and second round cup to the winning trainer Haidar Ibrahim, which was received by his assistant. Haidar Ibrahim was also the winning trainer of the third round cup. The winning owner, Sayyid Jawad Marzouk, was awarded the 4th round cup, and the 5th round cup was awarded to His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Isa bin Ali bin Isa Al Khalifa. A.M. Smith was the winning trainer of the 6th round cup, and the 7th round cup was awarded to the winning owner Ibrahim Al Afu. The 9th and final round cup went to the winning trainer Fawzi Nas and was received by his assistant Mahmoud Ali. The race included 9 rounds. The Minister of Social Development, Osama bin Ahmed Khalaf Al Asfour, said that the Kingdom of Bahrain has become a leading model to be emulated in its human rights-related legal gains thanks to the directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. In a statement marking the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, the Minister appreciated the pivotal role played by the Supreme Council for Women, led by Her Royal Highness, wife of His Majesty the King and SCW President Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, in ensuring the continuity of integrated efforts aimed at implementing plans, programs and policies that consolidate women's rights. Al Asfour highlighted the multiple initiatives taken by the Kingdom to raise societal awareness in the field of combating violence against women, to pave the way for them to participate effectively in the comprehensive development process, which he said confirms Bahrain's commitment to the 5th Sustainable Development Goal, aiming to achieve gender equality and empower women. In this regard, he pointed to the Social Development Ministry's programs and projects aimed at protecting women, including the Dar al-Aman Safety House for women subjected to domestic violence, which was established within the community partnership programs with civil society institutions. Concerning family protection, he said that the Social Development Ministry's family guidance offices play an effective and essential role in maintaining family stability and cohesion through guidance, services and family counseling sessions, in addition to family education programs that aim to spread community awareness. Al Asfour asserted that Bahrain enjoys an advanced international position in the field of protecting women from violence thanks to its legislation and laws, which confirms its commitment to raising awareness of the issue of combating violence at the national and international levels. Bahrain won the World Snooker Championships Masters category, which concluded yesterday in the Qatari capital Doha. Bahrain national team achieved the title after defeating the Belgium team by 4 games to 3. The Bahrain team, consisting of world champions Habib Sabah and Hisham Assaghir in the Masters category, defeated Pascal Tolnier and Peter Pollon of Belgium by 4 games to 3 in the tournament. The Bahrain team qualified for the final match after defeating Afghanistan by 4 games to none, and before that it defeated Wales in the quarterfinals by 4 games to 2. In the preliminary round, Bahrain topped its group with 3 victories over Iraq and Wales, while it won over Qatar by 3 games to 1. The snooker team's achievements in the World Championship continued, with the team star Habib Sabah winning the cup for the highest score in the tournament. The Prime Minister's office today announced a list of 15 successful candidates for the 9th intake of the PM Fellowship Program. The candidates selected following a rigorous evaluation process are as follows: Mbarak Isa Dosari from the Ministry of Interior, Aisha Matar Al-Anizi from the Ministry of Interior, Fatma Ali Ahmed from the Ministry of Finance and National Economy, Abrar Shawqi Abdul Rasul from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Aisha Adnan Buchiri from the Central Bank of Bahrain, Ala Tariq Yusuf from the Central Bank of Bahrain, Hussein Mohammed Al-Ghasra from the National Audit Office, Hassan Mirza Salman from the Ministry of Works, Abdullah Khalifa Al-Bin Ali from the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, Amina Ismail Baqir from the Electricity and Water Authority, Umar Yusuf Al-Hadi from the Urban Planning and Development Authority, Fatma Ahmed Al-Ammadi from the Economic Development Board, Batul Abdul Aziz Ali from the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, Sara Mohammed Saeed from Tamkeen, and Mohammed Abdullah Abdul Latif from the University of Bahrain. Following the announcement, the Director General of the PMO, Hamad Yaqub Al-Mahmid, extended his congratulations to the successful candidates of the 9th edition of the PM Fellowship Program who have successfully passed the criteria for joining the program. Al-Mahmid affirmed that the program reflects His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's far-reaching visions in investing in Bahraini citizens who contribute to the government's work to achieve desired goals. Al-Mahmid commended the outcomes of the PM Fellowship Program and the efforts and perseverance of the previous fellows, which demonstrated the professionalism and ambition of members of Team Bahrain. In this regard, Al-Mahmid noted the broad interest and participation that the program had received since its establishment in 2015. This reflects the program's opportunities to upskill young Bahrainis and develop their leadership skills, which contributes to the kingdom's ongoing development. Al-Mahmid wished the 9th intake of candidates success and to utilize the opportunities given to them by the program. The PM Fellowship is an ambitious year-long program where the participants will then return to their places of work and creatively apply what they had gained in skills and knowledge in a way that contributes to achieving the program's vision and desired goals. The 6th edition of the Bahrain Agriculture and Animal Production Show Mara'i 2023, held at the Bahrain International Endurance Village, concludes this evening. In support of Bahrain's relentless efforts to preserve animal wealth and enhance food security, the 6th edition of Bahrain Animal Production Show Mara'i was organized under the patronage of His Majesty the King and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, which reinstates Bahrain's commitment to supporting the achievements of sustainable development goals, particularly those related to the food security system in the kingdom. The show has captured great attention from a multitude of companies and participating entities involved in the domains of food security and animal production. The Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Agriculture announced the launch and implementation of the National Strategy for Food Production, which will contribute to raising the rates of local agriculture production to more than 520 tons of production in the year 2024, and launching the first shrimp farming project in the kingdom, in addition to working on a number of fish farming projects from inside and outside the kingdom. The Mara'i Show is one of the prominent public events organized by the kingdom, attracting a large number of citizens and residents. Local production and ways to develop it and raise the production capacity of local breeders is one of the most prominent goals on which the Agriculture and Livestock Production Exhibition Mara'i 2023 is based in its 6th season through a number of specialized lectures and workshops in the field of animal production. These workshops, run by lecturers, veterinarians and specialists, are an excellent opportunity to exchange experiences in the field of animal production and work to apply them on the ground to raise the rate of local production. While there was indeed the threat of Bahrain's agriculture production decreasing due to its lack of water resources and shortage of land, the implementation of alternative crop production methods has left the hope of an increasingly more sustainable future for the kingdom. According to a recent Mortar Intelligence report, an organization that specializes in delivering data and insights on market trends, Bahrain agriculture is predicted to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 1.50% starting from 2019 to 2024. This figure incorporates 3 main sectors of food production: food crops, fruits, and vegetables. The Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Agriculture announced the start of receiving applications for registration of Bahraini farmers wishing to participate in the Bahraini Farmers Season starting tomorrow, Sunday, until next Thursday. The ministry said expressed readiness to launch the 11th edition of the Bahraini Farmers Market at the Budaya Botanical Garden in partnership with the National Initiative for Agricultural Sector Development. It said that registration has been opened for applications to participate in the market for farmers, agricultural companies, agricultural nurseries, date shops, apiary dispensaries, restaurants, and coffee shops, and those wishing to register can come to the Agricultural Affairs headquarters in the Bidaya area or register via the ministry's website. The ministry stressed commitment to implementing quality initiatives aimed at developing the agricultural sector and achieving the kingdom's food security. The Director of Public Health, Dr. Mohammed Al-Awadi, affirmed that Bahrain prioritizes healthcare for the society, highlighting the development of Bahrain's health sector. The government's commitment to enhance progress and protect the society's health and safety is evident in providing the best health services, particularly preventing services, he added. Dr. Awadi said that the Ministry of Health is implementing projects to enhance community health services, including a project to combat human papillomavirus-related cancers by introducing the vaccine to citizens and residents aged 12 to 13 to prevent these diseases and their complications. Bahrain has made significant progress in combating infectious diseases and controlling pandemics by introducing vaccines into its national immunization program. 24 hostages were released from Gaza and 39 Palestinian prisoners were released from Israeli jails amid a 4-day ceasefire, causing jubilation in the West Bank and hope in Israel. Under an agreement, 50 hostages held by Hamas in Gaza are expected to be released. Among those released by Hamas were 13 Israelis, 10 Thais, and 1 Filipino. The Palestinian detainees freed on Friday included 24 women. The IDF has warned Gaza residents who moved south not to return to the war-torn north amid the ceasefire, indicating that more bloody warfare was likely when the ceasefire ends. More than 1.7 million people have been displaced in Gaza, and the death toll has surpassed 14,500, according to health officials in the Strip. Egyptian sources confirmed the success of the first day of the truce in the Gaza Strip between the warring parties. The first day of the truce witnessed the entry of 208 trucks and 2 ambulances that were donated by the Long Live Egypt Fund, as well as a number of trucks to the field hospitals in Gaza Strip, where 15 trucks belonging to the Jordanian Field Hospital and 11 trucks belonging to the Emirati Field Hospital, accompanied by their own crew, were admitted. Egypt said 17 injured people were received, accompanied by 15 others, and 12 injured Palestinians along with their companions. Officials confirmed Egypt's continuation of efforts to ensure success of all items of the truce to limit escalation of the humanitarian crisis faced by people in Gaza. UN humanitarians said the largest aid convoy since October the 7th arrived in Gaza on Friday with 137 truckloads of aid and 129,000 liters of fuel. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, said that on the first day of the humanitarian pause and hostilities, the world body was able to scale up the delivery of humanitarian assistance into and across Gaza. It said 200 trucks were dispatched to the Rafah crossing and 137 reached the UN Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, where they were offloaded, making it the biggest humanitarian convoy received since the outbreak of the Hamas-Israel war on October the 7th. Some 129,000 liters of fuel and 4 trucks of gas also crossed into Gaza. 21 critical patients were evacuated in a larger-scale medical operation from the north of Gaza. The 19th Saudi relief plane operated by the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, KS Relief, left Riyadh for Al Arish International Airport in Egypt. The aid includes food, shelter, and medical materials weighing 39 tons in preparation for transporting them to the affected Palestinian people inside the Gaza Strip. This aid comes within the framework of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's historic role in standing with the brotherly Palestinian people in the various crises they are going through. The 16th, 17th, and 18th Saudi relief planes also arrived at Al Arish International Airport in Egypt on Friday. U.S. President Joe Biden praised the hostage exchange deal between Hamas and Israel, saying that it was only a start and that chances are real to extend the humanitarian pause. Biden said Friday's Gaza hostage release is only the beginning, adding that he expects more hostages to be released in the coming days. He said over the next few days, Washington expects that dozens of hostages will be returned to their families. Biden also renewed the U.S.'s commitment to work for the release of those who are still being held, as well as 2 American women and 1 4-year-old child who remains among those missing. The U.S. President said he remains in personal contact with the leaders of Qatar, Egypt, and Israel to ensure that the deal stays on track and that every aspect of it is implemented. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed the release of a first group of hostages and prisoners, indicating that his country's government is working side by side with mediators in order to secure the liberation of all French people. France's foreign ministry hailed the truce deal as a moment of real hope and said it hopes the 8 French nationals believed to be held by Hamas would be among those freed. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that rising violence by extremists in the Israeli-occupied West Bank had to stop. Violence by Israeli settlers against Palestinians in the West Bank has increased since the October 7th violence. Von der Leyen told a news conference in Canada alongside Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and European Council President Charles Michel that the Palestinian people and the Arab neighbors need the reassurance that there will be no forced displacement but a viable perspective with an independent Palestinian state, Gaza and West Bank reunited and governed by a reformed Palestinian Authority. Earlier this week, U.S. President Joe Biden also said that the U.S. is prepared to issue visa bans against extremists attacking civilians in the West Bank. Taking a look at some financial news now, OPEC Plus has moved closer to a compromise with African oil producers on 2024 output levels. For OPEC Plus, sources said the compromise came from after disagreements over those targets forced the group of oil-producing nations to postpone a key meeting. OPEC members Angola and Nigeria were aiming for a higher oil output allowance. A second source said that an understanding has been reached over the African producers' issue. 2 other sources said that an agreement was near. The postponement of the meeting of OPEC and allies such as Russia, known as OPEC Plus, from November 26th to the 30th, sent oil prices sharply lower, but they have since recovered, with Brent crude prices on Friday trading above $81 a barrel. Japan's government said the country's economy contracted at 2.1% annual pace in July to September as consumption and investment weakened. The weak wage growth in the world's 3rd largest economy also sapped its vitality in quarterly terms. The economy contracted by 0.5%. The numbers were unexpectedly weak. Private consumption shrank at an annualized 0.2% and corporate investment decreased 2.5%. With investment and demand weakening in other major economies, Japan expects GDP growth to slow from 1.7% this year to 0.5% in 2024. Historic sites in Marrakesh, including Bahia Palace, Badia Palace, and the Saadian tombs, reopened to tourists a month after a devastating earthquake struck Morocco, claiming the lives of nearly 3,000 people. An exhibition at the Marrakesh Museum represents a group of pieces that attest to the skills of Moroccan traditional craftsmen who excelled in the art of wood, while highlighting the diversity of handicraft techniques and their rich decorations and the importance of wood in architecture and furniture and in the daily life of Moroccans. In 2023, Morocco has shown a positive trend in its tourism sector, as from January to August, the country welcomed 10.2 million travelers. There is an even possibility that Morocco could surpass its pre-pandemic level of 13 million visitors this year. The government adopted a strategic approach with the goal of attracting 17.5 million tourists and generating $12 billion in revenue by 2026.